Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Superman and Silver Banshee, issue number 1 by Dan Brereton, Joyce Chin, and Andy Lanning. This is a two-parter. I picked this up a while ago, and this is the first time that I've read it. And I must say, I enjoyed it very much. I thought, I know Dan Brereton, this is his cover, this is his art. But I also know Joyce Chin. Now, Joyce Chin is a fantastic artist. I'm not sure if she did a lot of work, but the work that she has done was really good. She did also, I believe, Tomb Raider and some stuff for Top Cow and Image. And it's a shame that she is not being called up anymore for doing, work. I also believe that she did some Witchblade stuff in Magdalena. I could be wrong. Anyway, it's Halloween time, and we here in the Daily Planet, they are all dressed up except for Clark here. Lois comes in and try to cheer him up because, well, he's a little bit mopey, I guess. And Lois says she had a new scoop. So it seems that there are some crew, some thieves, art thieves, and she had she got an exclusive from a guy that works inside, and that one had a fallout with, I believe, one of the leaders, and he wanted out, and he's going to spill the beans, basically. But she says it's in the Swan Hill Church, and Clark says, "Great, an abandoned church, Lois? Who said about anything abandoned? Lois, tell me this is just a Halloween prank. Did I say abandoned? At least let me go with you." But she says, "No, this is my scoop, and don't worry, I'll see you at home." Meanwhile, this is the Netherworld, the Crone's Tower, the spirit of Halloween ever had a place to call its home. It's here, and the Silver Banshee comes. Now, like I said, the art is freaking fantastic. The colors are really good too, in my opinion. Joyce Chin has a great nose and eye for detail. Also, if you all look at this, her costume is part mystical flame, I guess. Also, like when it comes to colors, they did not only black, but also some darker, lighter black and grayish on it to highlight some part of the costume, which is really, really cool. So, the Silver Banshee, she wanders the Netherworld, the curse that binds her at as tight as an iron collar on a goblin's neck. During her forays to Earth, the spirit of the Silver Banshee has a mighty and a destructive force about. But here she bows, as do all haunts and spectres, to the ancient spirit who rules this plane undisputed. And she says, "Greetings, Crone. Well met, my child of darkness. What brings you hither on this hallowed height?" And she says, "You know well what occasion causes me to seek you out, mistress." "Aye," she says, "freedom, Crow. Tonight, the need for it scorches me with witchfire, like witchfire. I beg for once more from for release from the curse that binds me to the clan. The McDougals are themselves destroyed. Why am I not freed? It is fortunate you came, child. A chance exists this night for you to escape your spectral bonds." And she says, "Tell me, Crone, this night alone, all restless spirits are granted passage to the material plane. You are free to roam the earth for the evening durations." And she also talks about there is another McDougal line. "You all ask for freedom from the clan curse. Mistress, how can this be? The clansman has perished." So it seems there is one other of the line alive, and she is calling the name McElwain. Is that how you say it? McElwain? I believe. But the clansman blood flows in her veins. She abides not on her native soil, but across the ocean. She makes her way among the masses of the vast teeming city, the great metropolis. So, yeah, she's coming from Scotland to, well, metropolis. Like I said, the art looks really, really good. And she needs to be swayed to give the Silver Banshee her release, but she cannot be harmed by anything. It's very important that there's no evil or something that is evil coming between, her freeing of the curse. And there's a portal. So the crone opens it, and she's going in it. And she says, "All thanks, goddess. I will not fail. You will not see my shape again." And she says, "Fare thee well, ghost." Meanwhile, the thieves here in I believe the Metropolis Museum of Natural History is, thieving stuff, but they are looking for some kind of artifact. Now, why? Well, we come back to that a little bit later. Meanwhile, Lois is here in this church of Swan Hill, and she says, "Clark, you were wrong. This place isn't abandoned. It's absolutely teeming with living things. Ick," she says. And says, "Hey, Mr. Moran, it's Lois Lane from the Daily Planet." So she sees the shape, she touches him, but it's a corpse, and she's in shock. And she says, "Oh Lord, he's been dead for weeks." "Not weeks, days," says a unhumanly voice. And Lois screams. Looks great, man. Looks really cool. Then a little bit further, also in some kind of a crypt, we have a sorceress. I believe this is Hecate, if that's how you say it. And she is the one that needs the artifact that she is seeking for so long for reasons. But that she also is calling something, because here we see Silver Banshee. She feels a dark pull, and she's going into, to where she's been pulling. And there's this hole, and she says, "No doubt this portends in my favor. The fates are kind. The earth calls me to visit." But that's not the case, because when she comes out of the portal, Hecate binds her to the spell, and she cannot be freed, and she is stuck here. And Hecate says, "Struggling is useless, spirit. You remain a wolf in my web as long as I choose." Oops. Okay. "I brought a reporter as you asked, Hecate," says one of these, says this guy. Now, who's this guy? I believe a henchman. "And why, hello, Thorpe. She looks as tame as a kitten." All right. It says, "I don't see why this was necessary, Hecate. She's an innocent. I don't mind your warped pretensions of altruism, Thorpe. It's kind of endearing. Just as long you understand that my instructions are to be followed, regardless." So, and then there's a knock on the door, and these thieves are here, and they have this artifact that their Hecate is looking for so long. And so the thief says, "So what's the story with the trinket? You went a lot of trouble abducting the reporter here for a piece that doesn't even contain any precious gems or gold." So Hecate says, "Blue-painted warriors, devils in Scotland. They had no idea to use the amulet, but they knew its secret and guarded it well." "What secret? Why is that woman tied up in the floor, Fennec? Where's our money?" So Fennec, that's the leader of this gang, says, "All right, witch, let's not drag this out. You owe us for the amulet." And she says, yes, take Miss Lane and have a wonderful life." "Lady, I'm not playing with you." Meanwhile, Clark is here, and, he sees the corpse, and he knows that Lois is missing, and he's taking his disguise off and going into the sky looking for Lois, who's been, abducted. Hey, there's there's an ad for the comic that I've actually reading now. That's cool. Anyway, so Fennec says, "I don't know what kind of deal you had planned, witch, but I tell you this: put the case in my hand now, or the party's over." And but one of these goons says, "Hey, Fennec, I think this witch is like a real witch, man. She's staring at me like she knows me." And Banshee says, "Lacey." So this is the woman that she's looking for. And but then Hecate is amused, and she's calling to her henchman, Thorpe. He says, "Hey, would you come in?" Well, that's exactly what he's doing, because he's transforming into some kind of a werebeast, and he's starting to kill everyone. It looks really cool. bloody hands, bloody claws. And but this girl is bumping into Hecate, and she loses the amulet. And so the girl has now the amulet, and she says, Hecate says, "Go on, I must have it. Where is my amulet?" I love this flashing in the eye thingy. It's really cool. And the girl says, it's now mine, Hag. Now, don't you look terrifically uncomfortable up there?" Which is a little bit weird to say if you are in a life and death situation. So there's a little bit too light on this sentence, I think. "Let me give you a hand, me girl." Well, she's Scottish. "No, get away from there. You mustn't let my treasure near the binding circle, you stupid girl. You kill us all." And she says, "No." And basically they're teleported away while Superman is still looking for Lois. And he noticed that some kind of a wind is pressing against them. So he has trouble to make, going around the whole thing like it's magic. So the girl is now teleported away with the artifact, and she is a little bit confused. So Banshee comes in and she says, Lacey McElwain, the fates are kind. I'll say, they saved my hide, didn't they? The talisman in your hands, it binds me to this plane just as my curse is bound by your living blood. The hell you say? You had your eggs scrambled, I think? The amulet, you must destroy it and free me. Yeah, okay, love, anything to get the evening moving. Like I said, the dialogue is a little bit sometimes with her, a little bit too light. I think you should act it a little bit more with haste, since, I don't know, some witches are gonna kill you and there's some monsters try to rip out your throat, stuff like that. But she cannot destroy it because it's too dense. And she said Superman couldn't even break this thing. Ladies, I smelled something sweet. So yeah, this weird creature is here, and oops. But then Superman scoops in to save the day, and he says, "Hold tight, please. You awfully calm. Did you see what's back there? You did see what's back there, didn't you? Some sort of werewolf? I suppose you read it. I panicked. No complaints here, but I feel that poor woman tied up back at the observatory. I hope she's not hurt." Well, the Silver Banshee is not here anymore. I believe she's teleported away. And so Superman says, "The observatory?" Yeah. And he says, "Sit tight and I'll be back." And he goes there and she says, "Superman of all people, this day is complete." So she's pretty happy to see him. So he breaks in he breaks in the walls or the roof, and Hecate is here, and they're having a fight, but she's a little bit prepared, and he says, "Always happy to see my neighbors," because he says, "You people are always surprised. Does it ever occur to anyone that I live in the city?" And he says, "Believe me, you were expected. You see, I live here too," so there's where this joke came from. Meanwhile, what's her name? Macy? Let me double check. Lacey, almost good. She had a shower, and I must be daft. I should have stayed in Edinburgh away from Fenwick and his psycho trick-or-treaters. And it was all down that mad row with the witches and the werewolf and the curses. I having nightmares for a fortnight. I had enough of American Halloween. And then she noticed some draft, and then Banshee is here, and she says, "Free me, break the amulet, and release me." Are you having me on? Do I look like a bloody sorceress to you? Oh, brilliant. Company. Time is short. You must release me. I don't suppose you shut your spectral gob for 5 minutes. Trouble's calling. I like she is not some kind of a damsel in distress and she had a big mouth on her. I like that. But then, she tried to get away, but the window is stuck. And then, the werewolf cat guy comes in with demons with guns? I don't know. Did these henchmen turn into demons, maybe? I don't know. But, there's going to be a fight in issue number 2. and we're going to see that because I have issue 2 next to me. And what I didn't know, I just noticed it today, or just a moment ago. So we see here this here, but this is actually a cover from the next issue, and then we see this here, which is this cover. And then I made the connection that it's actually a connected cover, like I said, with this is her elbow, her flow of the hair, Superman's cape. So that is pretty cool. Although it's really not that connect. Well, it's a connected cover. Let's leave it that. Guys, let me know what you think about the Silverman Super Banshee. I want to say Superman Silver Banshee comic. I think it's fun so far, and Joyce Chin's art pretty awesome in my opinion. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment, leave a like, and all the jazz. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.